Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News. My name is Dread. Just give me a moment. I just had a coughing fit. Woo! Seen a few stars. Voice is a little hoarse. Okay, we got a video here, and it will be linked down below as always. This is by Quasar77. He's reacting, looks like, at least the beginning, to Asmongold. And this is called Pax Dei Monetization Problem. It's a scam. What is this? I don't know. Let's get into it and find out.
Here we go again. Pax Day.
They are wasting their time and they are stupid because it's a video game and none of it really matters. But for just a little while, they can convince themselves that's not true. But whenever you have
What is this unhinged rant about? I thought this is a Pax Day video.
people that are able to pay money and rocket past you, the illusion is broken and it's not real. I am pro delusion. Yes, I am pro delusion because a delusion, a happy delusion is better than a sad reality. One of the biggest elements of escapism in video games. And this is especially true for young guys. If you're a 16-year-old guy, if you're a 19-year-old guy,
Which is
you're
it?
probably a fucking loser. You don't have any skills. Nobody's gonna pay you to do shit.
Okay, this is this is Asmongold at his best. He carefully chooses the words and the phrases he uses, and he goes at what's most going to trigger his chat to go off and trigger the comments to go off. He's a master at manipulating people to get them interested and involved in in the subject matter. Does that mean he just says things to say things? Yes, sometimes he does. He drums up his own business. He's his own marketer for his channels, man. His channels are him. His product is him. And he is a master at doing this. So before you jump in and take offense, just realize if you're getting triggered off of this stuff, he's trying to trigger you to get you involved in the conversation, plain and simple. Don't take offense to it. He doesn't believe probably a third of the shit he says himself, but he carefully chooses it and quickly says it because he is a master of manipulating algorithms and people's emotions. Really, he is. And I mean that with all sincere respect for Asmongold. I do think he's brilliant. Now, I don't know how he do on a actual, IQ test. I'm not saying he's going to beat a NASA scientist on an IQ test. Maybe he would. I don't know. I'm also not saying he's stupid. I'm just saying I don't know what his IQ level is, but I know in this area he is brilliant. Let's back this up a little bit here.
One of the biggest elements of escapism in video games. And this is especially true for young guys. If you're a 16-year-old guy, if you're a 19-year-old guy, you're probably a fucking loser. You don't have any skills. Nobody's gonna pay you to do shit.
I know what he's saying here. You're probably, you haven't probably had a job or at least an important enough job to get a good job, right? And okay, I don't know what the numbers are for people going to college and graduating from college, university, post-secondary education in America. Okay, I don't know what the numbers are, but I've heard an American talk about this before, and I went and looked this up because they were amazed at the numbers in Canada because they said it far, far surpassed the US. Okay, in Canada, 57% of Canadians aged 25 to 64 have obtained a college diploma or university degree. 11% of Canadians have obtained certificates, diplomas, and apprenticeships from vocational institutions. So it is, I heard that Canada is one of the very most, I think they might even be the leader in the world for pushing post-secondary education and making sure it's available for people and they get it. Now, does that mean all those people go out and get themselves jobs in their field? No. Does it mean they're all successful? Nope. Does it all mean they all make a lot of money? Nope. But it gives them a leg up for getting better work down the road. And I don't know, I can't really speak for America because I don't live in America, but clearly Asmongold does. And I think it's a little more dire in America, I would say. I would think people are pretty stuck or feeling pretty damn stuck in poverty and thinking about, I don't want to fucking work at McDonald's for the rest of my fucking life. What is going on here? How can I get out of this? I can't find a way out of this. And then they resort to violence, criminality, or I'm not saying everybody does, but some do, because they're feeling extremely hopeless of any other way out of the situation. Let me tell you, with the amount of Canadians who go to get post-secondary education and get a college degree or a university degree or a vocational degree, young people still feel very much like, I am never going to make it. I am never going to own a home. I am never going to, get married. I am never going to have children. I'm never going to have more than the couple of friends I've got. I'm going to live with my parents for the rest of my life. And that is the feeling of Canadians who have that access and that push for post-secondary education. And even many of them come out of that education and still feel that way. I can't imagine what it's like in the United States, where clearly the education system is different than Canada. It just is. I'm not going to put it down, but I think everybody, if you ask people around the world without giving them any details, just said, which education system do you think is better, America or Canada? I bet you 95% of people would guess Canada. Again, not tooting my country's own horn. We're terrible at a lot of things. I don't know how good our education is compared to everywhere else, but I'm saying America is known for having a bad education system. And I think that, again, is leading to, where is the hope for people? So I understand what Asmongold is getting at, even as he's trying to rile people up to get responses. That was a long-winded way of saying absolutely nothing. I apologize. I should cut all of that out. It's going to be one of those days, people. It's going to be one of those days.
You have no resources. You're good at nothing, and hopefully you get hired at Taco Bell.
Wow, that is a very nice thing to say. What an absolutely unhinged rant.
No, it was a very calculated rant, actually. It's a very calculated rant, Mr. Quasar 77. I don't know where Quasar is guessed from. I'm guessing from the accent, Eastern Europe somewhere, perhaps Russia, perhaps not, somewhere that area of the world. And I certainly can't speak as to how the education system is down there, wherever he's at. I certainly can't speak to how the hiring process is for young people, young adults getting into jobs. So maybe his situation is much different than what I've described, possibly is in America and is in Canada. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but, it's not that unhinged of a rant, really.
Okay, so, first of all, when someone's 18, not all of them are losers. Don't put everyone in the same boat.
I think he's meaning people feel stuck and then feel like losers. So I think that's what he's getting at. But anyways, I shouldn't try to speak for Asmongold. Nobody can.
Some people actually had good grades. Some people actually had good skills. Some people actually had an idea for the future.
But let me know, Americans, does having good grades in America guarantee you a good job? Having good grades in, your high school years, your junior, senior years of high school. I'm not really sure how all of your stuff works. We just call it grade whatever, grade 8 through 12 or 8 through 13, depending, is our high school, and then we go on to college or university if we choose, or out to the workforce. I don't know. Like, does having a good grade down there guarantee you anything? And is it not true that there's some areas where the schools are terrible and getting a good grade is very, very difficult? That's what I've heard. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's what I've heard. I think it's what a lot of people have heard. I have heard a lot about the American education system being broken. Forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm not meaning to pick on America, but that's just what I've heard. And I think a lot of people would agree they've heard the same thing.
But yeah, some people definitely did not have an idea for the future. And that's normal. That's common. But that doesn't automatically make you a loser, okay? You can always turn your life around and try to improve yourself, make yourself better and whatnot. You're 18.
But you have to change your mindset. If you have the mindset you can't do it, you'll never do it, everything's against you, and everyone's trying to grind you down and you'll never make it, then you never will change anything. You have to have the drive to do it, and then you have to have the opportunity to do it, and then you have to have the passion to do it. there's a lot to play in there, or you're just going to spin your wheels and not go anywhere, right? But I mean, it's America. It is the land of opportunity. But most of the opportunity comes from up here. And then you still have to have some business knowledge. Like, I mean, if you're going to get out of things, you've got to understand how business works and how you're going to make money, right? But yeah, moving on.
Nowadays, that is still pretty much honestly kindergarten nowadays. Honestly, yeah. So try to improve yourself. If you think your life is bad at 18, no one's gonna magic wand wave around it and make it good for you. Okay, you have to work. You have to improve yourself.
I agree, but I think if you go into some of the very poor areas, the ghettos and things, you're going to find a very different mindset on that. And it's going to be very beaten down and hopeless feeling amongst a lot of people. I can't give you a percentage. I don't know. There's obviously some people who will still struggle to rise above. There's some people who will be able to rise above. But I think those percentages become pretty small. People actually get out of that and make something of themselves financially or otherwise. It's tough. It is tough. It is a disadvantage. Being surrounded by poverty and negativity is a disadvantage for sure, anywhere.
Have to make it better. I failed a lot in my life. I needed to learn a lot of things, and I did. I tried. A lot of people.
I'm shocked, Quasar. I don't think you failed at anything.
There's a certain amount of huge reward you can reap for that, and a lot of people did. It's never too late to try and change your life.
That's true.
You know what I hate
That's
most
true.
in life?
He's right.
It's the nihilist point of view. Everything's sad. Everything's bad. Give up. Oh, you're 18 and a man? Just delete your Minecraft character. I hate Asmongold for these opinions, okay? Oh,
I don't take offense at him at all.
For the 19-year-olds. Yeah,
but
the ones that...
Let's be honest. What is Quasar doing? What is Quasar77 doing? He's playing up the outrage at Asmongold to get clicks, to get likes, to get comments. He's playing the same game as Asmongold, just on a different level. Why does my volume keep going down? Because I keep hitting things against my keyboard. Okay. Good chat. It's all a game amongst us on... I don't like calling YouTube social media. I'm not really sure YouTube is social media. It's something. It is all a game here on YouTube that you have to play. You know, if you want to get a better reaction, you've got to use the right buzzwords. You got to put the right things in your title. You've got to have the right thumbnail. You've got to have the right amount of outrage. You've got to cover the risky topics. All these things you've got to do to get people's attention. And you've got to do it over and over and over and over and over and over again. People, don't let anybody tell you being on YouTube is not a job. It is a fucking job. Believe me. It takes more out of me than my 40 hours a week at my actual job. Far more. But I love it. So, I'll be on.
Don't actually try and think that everything is going to be given to them on a silver platter. And don't tell me in the comments, oh, that's not true, I tried. How much did you try? You tried probably way less than everyone else. Because the reality is people who try usually succeed.
It's all hilarious.
It's really honestly hard to not try and not succeed at in some...
I really love sitting outside of these conversations and looking at them and realizing what the YouTubers are doing. Because as a content creator myself, I get it. And I use some of those tactics myself. You have to. Do I use them all the time? No, I don't. I'm pretty much myself. I don't run away with opinions that aren't actually mine. But, you know, sometimes you play things up. You have to. Sometimes. So I really do like sitting back and seeing the manipulation going on. It is very interesting. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just part of the game that you have to play.
Shape or form, or not get some kind of reward. It is what it is. So, great thing to say, Asmongold. 10 out of 10. Just
it works for him. And it works for
delete
you,
your
Quasar. You get to
Minecraft
react to it.
because life's bad. You know what's bad? Escapism. Because when you're 18, your life has just started, okay?
That is true, and you're raising a good point. But I would like to interject. You know what? Where life is bad. Life is bad if you're in a small village in Africa where you literally have no water or food and you are starving to death, right? I mean, life is bad if you are if you're living in the Ukraine and you have war constantly and missiles dropping on you and armed troops killing people, I mean, life is bad, in Israel right now and in Palestine. Okay, not trying to pick a side here. I'm just saying life is bad for both those groups. Has been bad. I mean, Palestinian, some of them marched in and marched out a whole bunch of kidnapped and killed people. Right? Israel goes in and they're wiping out things and leveling stuff. Things are bad in that area. Like that, if you're in that area, things are bad. That's areas where life is, getting excited, where life is legitimately bad. If you're here in North America, or you're here in Europe, or you're here maybe where Quasar, I'm sorry, I didn't call you QWERTY, where Quasar is in Russia or Eastern Europe, or you're in China, or wherever you are, India, wherever you may be watching this from. By the way, sound off down below. Where are you from, people? Where's my watchers from? I'm going to guess mainly North America, but I don't know. You know what? Chances are, even if you consider life to be bad, comparatively speaking, life isn't bad. There are millions of people around the world right now who would look at your life and would trade you in a red hot second. Just saying.
If you're gonna sit there, be 18, and say, "Oh, my life is over. I don't have a rich family. I don't have blah 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 blah," well, then it actually is over. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can get things going a little bit here. Let's go.
As somebody who makes $1 million a year.
What up, boys? A surprising turn of events has just dropped for 2024, sending everyone into a spiral of concern or excitement for this highly anticipated MMO.
Bro,
Looks great.
We only just got off the
Looks great.
I don't.
Alpha
understand,
footage, though.
Why people are hyped about Pax Day? The best I hear is, "Oh,
Are you not looking, Quasar? Are you not looking at the screen? Holy fuck, it looks fucking amazing. But it's alpha footage. It may turn out to be completely different. It may play like crap on your system. Who knows? But it looks amazing.
but look at the graphics. They're good, bro. This is an Unreal 5. The graphics are good by default. I could make this. I could just start. Dude,
No,
I
you
could just
couldn't.
Get the Unreal 5 engine, start it up, and there you go. Pax
No, you,
Day graphics.
no, you couldn't. No,
They
you couldn't.
didn't make the graphics good. They're just using literally what was already given in the engine by default, and everything else that I have seen is well tacked on pretty much. Like every kind of gathering looks scuffed. Well, everything else looks scuffed and not good. So yeah, I still need to be sold on that this game is going to be anything other than a giant, almost a little bit better than the day before type of situation.
Wow. Hopefully
I still
not,
need
but
to be sold on that.
we'll see.
first taste of a mere 2 months ago.
Remember that?
We knew their Alpha 2 was coming sometime soon, but as their Alpha tests are limited invite only,
Bro, next time they do a beta, we're gonna build Minas Tirith. We're gonna build Minas Tirith. Oh, 100%. I don't know how
Okay.
we're gonna be able to get the white tree. I'm not sure yet, but we'll figure that out.
the announcement of Pax Pay entering early
Really?
access
Hey,
in
yo, I was
spring
farming.
this year
Shut up.
is a genuinely unexpected
I was.
Spring
surprise.
early
Ask
access?
But before we get into that, our beautiful patrons and coped out
You
ones
Jedi.
who Twitch solely answer as many concerns as possible based off the information we know at the time of this video. Now, with all that bollocks out of the way, let's begin, shall we?
The release date. Yeah, what is this? I didn't even know
So
they
we'll
had
of
a
course
release
start
date.
with the actual announcement, as it did come with a new
Yeah.
trailer related to Nvidia DLSS3, as it seems Mainframe are
Nice bear.
partnering with GeForce to
That's a nice looking bear.
enhance the game.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, that seems like a thing that generate hype. Why would Nvidia partner with a company that hasn't done anything? Question mark.
Didn't Nvidia partner with the day before? I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. I remember Nvidia was going to have a meeting with the guys for the day before to raise the concerns and make sure there was a game and decide whether or not to pull Nvidia, coverage of it or whatever. And they left Nvidia in, so apparently they thought everything was fine. So apparently Nvidia are a bunch of fucking crackers who don't know shit. Just saying.
Awesome.
That. They explain that DLSS 3 allows the game to run at much smoother frames, which is, of course, great news, as
Pax Dei being featured in the NVIDIA special.
Hey, I got a GeForce RTX. Excellent.
Yeah, that's interesting if they got this. Okay, DLSS 3. Better than Starfield already, huh? Wow.
That's not hard.
This game is quite heavy on those system requirements.
Well,
No.
yeah, I mean, this is a very high-definition game. This is huge. Yeah, DLSS 3 is insane. I'm telling you guys.
You say true. You said it was all
everybody looks at
smudgy
better
and
graphics,
stuff,
but
you
like,
liar.
we're seeing a plateau on graphics. Clearly, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing a plateau on graphics because things can only be so close to reality.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
No, we're not seeing a plateau on graphics until the point that it is reality. That's when graphics.
No, but you would have to upgrade your system so much. There's only so much the systems can do. I mean, get the best and most up to date graphics card, and it still can't reach reality stage in game. I mean, maybe you just be able to like, hey, character creation, the face looks like a real person. Like I can reach out and touch it. But in game, you're not going to look just like that, because if you and everything else looked like that, you would instantly crash, no matter what your card. So, yeah, Quasar, come on. Yeah, he argues for the sake of arguing.
Getting from 98 to 99% close to reality isn't as big of a deal from getting to 80 to 90. And so now,
Well, yeah, of course it's not a big deal, because 88 to 98 to 99 is 1%. From 80 to 90 is 10%. Yeah. Kind
He
of
misspoke.
obvious that the 10% is bigger than the 1%.
I think he meant like in the 80s, going up 1% is, a bigger deal than when you're up at around 98% to push it to 99. And he's correct if that's what he meant.
There.
now you're seeing a lot of innovation and technology for performance. And I think DLSS is the best example of that. It's incredible to see what they did.
I honestly don't know much
I
about
feel like I'd have
DLSS,
to
so
learn and
can't
educate
comment on
myself
it.
for months, probably maybe even years, to even understand how DLSS really works.
What?
Because
Yeah,
to me,
I don't have
how
that
does it
time.
work? Simple.
That's slightly random. You can Google how it works. I don't do computers because why would I? It's a waste of time. I'm finance. I literally stand above everything in life.
Oh, this is killing me.
What?
I want to
I
get
can
these two guys in a
Google.
room together having a conversation. Oh my word. Where's the scam part? Where's the monetization
To
part?
understand how it works, what the basic principle that it is doing is.
Ugh.
Wasn't DLSS the thing where it generates frames in between frames or something like that, and it's virtual, or I don't know. I kind of remember something like that, but understanding what it does is not hard. What is he just is? Why is he saying that he needs years of education for this?
Oh my god. These two are seriously cracking me up here. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's see what we got here.
We have technology, but literally recreating a bunch of
That looks
things
nice.
that were all
Very shadowed, so it's hard to see,
20
but
years ago, and now we're just making it good. So
Sunlight
people
and
like it.
shadow,
That
makes
is
sense.
Actually
Outside.
true.
Or, well, the early access release date. We can discuss the thematics about this later in the video. Spring
Ooh, we gave up too soon?
2024
Yeah,
is
you said so.
confirmed.
Feed
I don't see anything about monetization stuff in here at all. Monetization will take the form of a single purchase, granting access to the game for the full duration of early access. Wait. Price and content of early access. Price and content of early access. We are currently finalizing our early access offers and can't share the specifics right now. Oh. Pretend this is a red flag. I've got a red flag going here. What we can already indicate at this point is that Monetization will take the form of a single purchase, granting access to the game for the full duration of early access. More to come as we get closer. Teacher, I have a question. Teacher, I have a question. Dread has a question. Dread's got a question. Teacher, call me. Teacher. Quasar, Asmongold, pick me. Okay. It says you have you pay for early access and you have access to the full duration of early access. It doesn't say you will have access to the game when it comes out, just the early access. In fact, it actually specifies full duration of early access. Is this telling you that you have to pay for early access and then you got to pay for the game again? Because it's almost sounding like they're not wanting to say that, but they're meaning that. Otherwise, that is the most poorly worded advertisement for a one. So our early access offers have monetization in the form of a single purchase, giving you access to the game for all of early access. They're literally not saying anything about what happens after early access. Did you buy the game or did you purchase early access? Oh, red flag on the play, a yellow card. Oh my God. Oh, I got kicked in the nuts with this. Help, give the stretcher. I got problems with this. Has anybody else seen a problem with the way this is worded? This is lawyer speak, first of all. And, most companies would say that, once you purchase early access, you will have access to the game in full. But this says full duration of early access. Are you paying to become a tester for them? Probably under an NDA for early access? That's very interesting.
Right, the charge for early access, that's true though.
I think it comes with its own set of advantages and disadvantages. Advantages is that you make the game for the people that are literally invested.
What?
Disadvantages is that you don't make the game for people that are fair weather players who will always make up the majority of your player base. So you
wait, what?
So here we're talking basically about the fact that you have to pay to get into early access. That's not unheard of. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 to get into early access for that, I had to pay. You pay, and now you own the game. I mean, you outright own the game. You own the early access and the game to come out. But this is not saying that, which is where I'm having the red flags.
That's stupid. That is not an advantage. Okay? If
These two going at it again. I'd like to see Asmongold respond to him.
What the hell are you even saying? No, that is not a...
But you know what? At 10.5 thousand subscribers for Quasar, Asmongold's not going to waste his time responding to him. It doesn't do anything for him. Doesn't do anything for him. Does it do a lot for Quasar? Oh, you bet it does. You bet it does.
Advantage. You don't want mindless zombies in your early access that say, yes, master, please, more on my face. No, you don't want that.
On my face?
That is not the people you want in a game to make it successful, because those people are going to suck you off and say it's amazing no matter what you
do. All right, I'm not sure where we're going with all of this. Is this the only thing we're talking about with monetization? What is this stuff? Asmongold, what is this stuff?
Overall, it sounds pretty standard for early access. There are other MMOs that have released recently into early access, namely Palia. This went into early access and promised persistence and no wipes, but also have a bunch of pretty expensive microtransactions they're trying to sell. Well,
look at this. This is so bad. It's one thing.
It's kind of like Minecraft graphics almost. It's not great.
Are they gonna fund the game? I'm still kind of the opinion that this is gonna be trash.
In pretty confident with themselves, and that's great, but the team also seem quite disconnected with what makes a game a game. You know, in my opinion, the state of the game back in November was not in a state that was worth paying money for. Ironic, I know, coming from a guy who supports Ashes of Creation's $250 alpha access, but I
play Valheim, but it's the Black Forest, so
I'm not sure what all is going on with this video. I'm gonna leave it here, kind of to be honest, because we just hit 30 minutes on my video. So this was at the very least an interesting look at two YouTubers kind of going at it, although obviously one doesn't get a chance to respond to the other. But it's a very, I hope you maybe open your eyes a little bit to the tricks and the things YouTubers do to get you involved in their conversations. Hopefully it doesn't turn you off. It is just what it is. But I think the monetization where my red flag goes up is you pay for early access, but it basically says you are paying for early access. From the beginning of early access to the end of early access. And I'm like, what about the game? What about the game after early access? What happens then? And I don't know, but I think they're talking about, all the people on the Pax Dei forums and all the supporters of the game there, maybe, who are hyping the game and pumping the tires of the developers, blah, 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 blah. And, getting them into paying and getting into early access. And then they're just going to continue to pat the developers on the back, maybe, and they're not going to, get the things done they need to get done because they're not, I don't know. It seems to be some of the conversations. I'm not sure how this goes into the monetization problem or the scam thing. I'm guessing it's a clickbaity title from Quasar, but don't hold it against it. I still like Quasar and I still like Asmongold. I just have this view of YouTubers now. I have this view of YouTubers. I've spent years being one, and I've learned a lot. There are some things I will do. There's some things I won't do. And I think we're all like that. But it's just everybody's different. Everybody's interesting, but everybody kind of uses the same things. And if you pay attention, you get to learn stuff, and then you don't get so upset at people. You just kind of laugh it off. You laugh it off. You play it up and you move on because you know exactly what they're doing and why. And it's the same thing with me, I gotta say. I mean, you could get upset at me for my opinions, but the reason I voice my opinions, first of all, they are my opinions, but the reason I voice my opinions here on different things in the gaming industry and stuff is because I get people talking. Plain and simple. I want to hear what you've got to say. Sometimes I learn things from you. Sometimes I learn that I don't want to learn anything from you. From some of you. Sometimes I learn that people with bots are flooding into my channel. Sometimes I go and I click on people's YouTubes and they're like, they got just like a just created YouTube with a standard nothing image. And they have no content, nothing about them. They've got never posted any videos. And I'm like, that's a bot. And then I've got people who jump into the chat and say the exact same thing somebody else did. They just change a couple of words, but the rest is the same. And I'm like, you either are from the same chat room and you flooded here, or you're both bots. The YouTube industry, the YouTube learning curve, it's all so interesting. It is fucking twisted and it can eat you up in a second. But the more you learn, the more you know, and the smarter you get about some things. And I want to say that's how I'm able to survive so far, but let's be honest, I'm not a big YouTuber, so I'm not getting a lot of notice. I mean, God bless the 300 subscribers I've got on this channel, but it's 300 subscribers. That's not a big deal. Like they say, you don't actually make any real money off YouTube until you've got 10,000 subscribers. I'm never going to get there. I'll be lucky to get to 400. I mean, come on. It is what it is, though. I enjoy doing this. I don't do it to make money. If I did, I would go and work 4 different shifts per day at McDonald's of 6 hours apiece because I'd make more money doing that. Though I would probably take a day off every week just to sleep, but still. Anyways, from Miss Valley Entertainment News, a video that was about, what was it about? More about giving you insight into YouTubers than anything else. My name is Dread. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.